Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Everquest Old School. And on this episode, we are playing my Paladin, who is level 9. And he is about 3 bubbles into the level, a little bit less actually, probably about 1/3 less than 3 bubbles. And on the last few videos, we've basically been exploring the zone that we're in ButcherBlock. Now, there's not very many people on, as you can see. It is kind of late at night, but there's usually not very many people in the zone to begin with because it is kind of a transit zone. If you're in the zone, chances are you're either going to the boat or coming from the boat, or coming from unrest or going to unrest. That's pretty much the only reason you're going to be in the zone. And I kind of wanted to just run around and explore it a little bit more and see if we can find some things to kill. Now, we have found a few creatures that are, blue or even in this zone at my level, at level 9. But the majority of all of them are pretty low level. Which means if you were coming over here at level 1 to probably around level 5, this entire zone would be perfect for you. You could literally run almost anywhere in this zone and kill stuff, other than the fact that occasionally you would run into an enemy that would be dramatically higher level than you red. So you would have to worry about that a little bit, but yeah, as long as you were careful, I think this entire zone would be your playland. Greater Fadar is kind of the same way, although as you get a little bit further into it, there are a few spots, like over next to the Orc Hill, that you wouldn't want to go at level 1 that would just wipe the floor with you. But I really haven't found, other than maybe one little camp, the same as in this zone, that would be someplace you wouldn't want to go to at level 1. So it's kind of the same thing. If you're going to have to pick a zone, you pick the one you like the best. This one is a little bit brighter than Greater Fadar. Greater Fadar seems a little darker. It's in like perpetual darkness almost because it has like a tree city, and it just seems that way when you look at it. And there's different creatures kind of to fight in there. They have a lot of the same ones, like the bats and snakes and things of that sort, but they look a little different. So again, I went around in a giant circle. And there's that NPC still walking by. So I am going to stay on the path because clearly I have no clue where I'm going. And I'm going to try to get back to Greater Fadar. Now, if I see any creatures along the way that I think I can kill, that's exactly what we're going to do. But I think going around in circles, even for people who enjoy watching the game, is probably not something you want to see too much of. But since we have gone this route and we have stopped in all the buildings, we're not going to do that either this time around. And at least I can go ahead and put on this view. In fact, before I do that, let me go into my EQ option and see if I can take out people's names. Roleplay, pet window pop up. Hold on one second, guys. Let me look at this stuff. I don't see an option there that allows me to take off my name. What about in display? Show PC name. There we go. So now it won't show up my name or anybody else's. So when I turn that on, it was basically going to be as close to a movie as you can possibly be. So you can sit back and think of your own story. I know we were talking on one of the previous episodes about how my character is basically a weird serial killer stalker. And so you can kind of, with a giant sword, so you can kind of picture a Halloween music going in the background and my guy doing his little slow walk that always happens in horror movies for whatever reason. And I'm going to come right over here to this guard and watch him murder some people for me. Granted, these guys are undead, so it's kind of justified, but get them. No, they're gone? They can't be gone. I had 2 skeletons on me. What happened there? One of the guards must have got it earlier. I didn't even notice. But I do kind of like this view. This is actually pretty cool. I kind of wish that my guy, if I was playing a warrior, you could actually play in this view quite a bit, because the warriors really don't have anything to do in a fight other than hit their melee for some time. I mean, later on you can get like bash and kick and things of that sort, but in fact, I'm not sure if they get kick. I think they get bash for sure, but I'm not sure about kick. But eventually you get the ability to have 2 weapons, and when you have your epic, it splits open into basically like lightsabers, so that you can sabers with the B that you can actually use as weapons, one in each hand, or you can merge them together into one two-handed weapon. But I usually saw most warriors running around with the single versions rather than the dual or the big one, because it seemed to me that for them it was better on their stats. I'm gonna leave that guy alone for now. Okay, so let's go back into our view. He's blue, so let's kill him. That's okay. We don't mind doing that. Get right there. Now, we probably will have no problem killing this guy because he is blue. And he's a skeleton. Skeletons are actually fairly easy when it comes to different types of creatures. Some creatures out there have an innate amount of extra hit points, or they have an innate ability to resist damage, physical damage, or maybe spell damage. So if you know these innate abilities about the creatures, it can really help you decide which creatures you want to stay away from and which ones you want to go after that are the same level. I remember there's worvens or worms in one of the zones over next to the Burning Woods, and one of the creatures, I think it's the worms, these big giant dragon worm type creatures, they would actually have an enormous amount of hit points compared to the creatures or the rest of the creatures in the zone. So let's kill this giant scarab. So usually, if you were in that zone, you would stay away from the worms, even though that they were the level that you were, simply because it would take you 4 or 5 times longer to kill that creature, and then you'd have to recover from that creature, because the fight was so long, that you would make, 2 or 3 times more experience killing the other guys that may be harder to find, but in the long run, you kill them faster. And so there are creatures like that in the zone that people just tend to stay away from completely, that a lot of the soloers can go in there and exploit. I mean, yeah, their fights are longer, but people who solo usually are not in that big of a hurry. They don't shy away from a fight that lasts 20 minutes just because they can do one that's, that only lasts 5 minutes. And that's what a group concentrates on. A group concentrates on how much experience can we make and how fast can we make it. Is there any loot here? But you don't really get to just go off and explore with a group. It's kind of a shame. It doesn't happen too often. It does every once in a while. You'll find a good group of people who get along, and somebody will mention the fact that they want to go check out another zone or something, and everybody else will get on board. And you go over there and check out the zone. You may get there and do whatever you were going to do, and people still want to go and do something else. And so one thing will lead to another, and you get to explore all these different places, and you'll see that if you had all these people with you all the time, you could really go explore some pretty cool places, but it just doesn't happen like that. So you do, after you get to a point where you can actually have guilds. I remember that was a huge thing in the game when it was coming out, that people were very happy that they were introducing guilds, and people would be able to basically keep in touch with other people and actually form those groups to go off and do exactly what I was talking about. But before that, it was very, very hard. You usually had one person or a couple people who were very charismatic and had a lot of friends that would be the center of it. They would ask somebody else if they wanted to do something. They'd put it together, and then they would contact all their friends to see if who wanted to join. And because basically they were the address book, they would find enough people who, could fill out the group for you. So, thankfully, as my cleric, I was one of those people who just had an enormous list of friends that I could call upon if I ever needed help. And so, whenever I was putting something together, I would always contact them and offer it. And usually, they would be completely grateful just to get a group, because sometimes on some days it's just very, very hard to find anything to do. Everything's camp. So when they got an invite, they were happy to take it, and that would further increase your relations with them. And when you really needed them to help out for a raid because at the last minute somebody canceled and you need that healer before you guys can go, and you're all sitting there waiting on it, you offer it to somebody and they have something else that they could possibly go to. Maybe they just got into a group, but they know the raid's going to be pretty fun and they're going to have a chance at loot, and they're helping out you. They usually will leave the group and go and help you out because you've done things for them in the past. So yeah, it definitely is in your interest to just be a nice person, because usually it will come around and help you out when you really, really need it. And that's true in life as it is in this game. And that's why I always point out those people who do those random acts of kindness in this game, because it definitely does make it that much more enjoyable. Let's take this guy out real quick, the bat. Now, I am kind of low on life, but I think we should be fine. Get a little closer. Kind of hard to tell. even when you're zoomed in, the bat is high above off the ground, and the dwarf is so small. There we go. I can kind of see it a little bit better that way. Now remember, the closer you are to the creature, usually the harder you will hit, and the harder the creature will hit you. So again, if you're a caster or a cleric and you get hit, and you're kind of inching your way a little bit further back, and then the creature moves to catch up to you, now he's as close to you as he can possibly be. If you move yourself back a little bit more without getting out of complete range, he won't make the journey closer to you, and you may get hit for a lot less damage. It's kind of like one of those things that you can learn to do if you absolutely have to. Hopefully you're not even getting into the situation where you're getting hit that much. Come on, let me hit this guy. I hate creatures that run away like this. Definitely sucks. Okay, so you didn't even have anything on you. But we're going to come over here in this direction, because I know the chessboard's over here somewhere, unless I'm mistaken, and I just completely missed it when we went around the first time. But I do want to come over here because we haven't traveled in this direction yet. And yeah, I think I'm going to alternate these videos in with my cleric one, just to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of change up, along with my shaman one, which I'll be doing more of in the next few days. So hope you guys enjoy those. I enjoy those quite a bit because I like the snow, and I like the way that looks over there. Plus, it's kind of relaxing because there's not a lot of people over there, and it's perfect for the level that I'm at. This zone right here is not really providing that much in the way of experience. It's more of just a journey that we're taking. But oh, what's over here? Something's lit up. There it is. That's the chessboard. Nice. So let's see. This should be pretty good experience over here. Yeah, see, they're even, and they're huge. Huge freaking creatures. So one's an undead bishop. They're all undead bishops, it looks like. Yeah. And what about his little pet? What level is his pet? I can't really click on his pet because it's right between his legs. Maybe I can get around the side and then I can target it. Nope. If his pet is not very high, come on, let me con it. His pet is even to me? So he's even and his pet is even. I don't know if we could kill that, guys. What about this guy? The pawn. Now, the pawn doesn't have a pet, so I think we might be able to take him on. Let me go ahead and put my buffs on and heal up all the way, because this is probably going to be a tough fight. But this is definitely a good spot. It has a lot of spawns here. I don't know how fast they respawn, but if it has a decent respawn rate, this might be a good spot to come to for a group. If you can put one together, you probably would only need 2 people, maybe 3, to be able to kill here, depending on the class of people and, of course, their level. There we go. Let's pull him back a little bit, because when he runs, like he will inevitably do, I don't have a snare, and I don't really want to have to chase him down on the board and risk getting aggro down there when he leaves. So, and we're doing quite a bit of damage to him, actually. 19, 15, and 16 points. But he's equally hitting us for about 15 points of damage when he can pull it off. The rest of the time it's only 1 point. But if he gets that critical hit every so often, it may it may really sting quite a bit. So make sure you can take on several 15 hits before you come over here, especially if you're going to be meleeing the guy. Now, if you're going to root him and blast him or use a pet on the guy, then it's probably not going to be that big of a deal to you. But I don't know. I don't know if we can take on two evens. I kind of say that we probably could, because a pet usually won't hit as hard as the skeleton's master, but you just never really know until you try it out. Oh crap, this guy's hitting me hard. Couple criticals, 9 right there as well. I think we're gonna do it though. We shouldn't have any problem here. And now that we found it, we can go ahead and end the video here. I don't really want to do too much fighting here, because now that I see what level they are, I don't really want to risk it. Let's go over here behind this camp real quick and see what it is over there in the distance. It does look pretty cool though. I do like the look of the chess pieces. It'd be kind of cool if they were interactive, and you could move them around. I'm sure people would just be stupid with them and spell things they shouldn't spell, but if it was part of a puzzle or something like that, and by putting them in the right order you could spawn a creature, that would be kind of cool. Let's see, what is this person? Before I get close to him kindly, okay. Can we sell to her? Nope, can't sell to her. Can we hail her? And she says nothing. It'd be nice if she was an NPC that you could sell to. That would be perfect. This would be the little greatest solo spot ever, to be able to have creatures you can just kill and then just run back over there and sell after each and every one of them. Man, I can't believe it's even. His pet is even to him. I don't think I've ever seen that where the pet is even. It's pretty rare, I would think, especially at this level. It's very uncommon unless they're necros and players themselves. If Shadow Knights get pets, it's fairly low compared to what level they are. Mages, on the other hand, they get pets that are, fairly even to what they are as well. So I guess maybe not that bad, but it's still pretty different from what I'm accustomed to. So I guess we're going to go ahead and end the episode here, guys. Again, if you do enjoy these videos, please hit the like button, subscribe. Definitely helps grow my channel, and I do greatly appreciate that. I am doing quite a few more Let's Plays of video games, so if you guys are interested in that, to Craft the World, the Everquest 2 with Kevin, on the commentary with me, I should say, guys. Sorry, I can't speak tonight. And I'm doing quite a few other indie games as well, which I think are turning out to be quite enjoyable. Path of Exile, another game. Hand of Fate. I'm doing Pioneer. It's like a Civilization almost type game. So yeah, a lot of different kinds of games out there, and I'm just exploring a few of them. But I'm always going to do these. These are not going anywhere anytime soon. So again, if you do enjoy these videos but want to branch out and check out some of my other stuff, it is on my page, and I do come out with weekly or daily episodes for the different series. So again, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next episode.